So good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's call. We're at the end of June, and it's an exciting time of year. We've just had our Seiko Kai event for the month. We were just chatting about that before we hit the record button. What an exciting meeting that was. And great to see the new announcements coming with the Kenko seat and all these new packs that we've got in full abundance coming in into our catalog and into our back office so quickly, which is great. I was chatting not that long ago with a member of the team. In fact, it was Tuhar. I hope you don't mind me referencing you specifically, Tuhar, where she asked, how can I do a better job in building my business using LinkedIn? I'm not sure if any of you have used LinkedIn before. If you use that as a tool for building your contact list, for reaching out and connecting with people, I want to talk today about how we can do that. I use LinkedIn perhaps a little bit more than I do Facebook in regards to building my contact list. So I'm going to do a couple of screen shares today and show you my profile, what I have done. I'm also going to share some features and benefits of LinkedIn that we can find helpful and useful. Because what I do find a lot of people do, I want to talk about some things that people do wrong first. Maybe that'll resonate with you a little bit. And you go, oh yeah, no, I do that. Yeah, or maybe I've seen that happen. And then I want to share some best practice. What are some things to do well? Because LinkedIn, I think, is an underutilized social platform that we can use very well for our business, for growing contact lists, connecting with people, and building relationships and rapport. And there's, like I said, there's some benefits there, some features and tools on LinkedIn that a lot of people don't even realize exist. Or if they do, maybe they're just not using them. Okay, so I think that's important to point out as well. So let's talk about some places where we go wrong, first of all. One place where people go wrong all the time, of course, is where they muddy their contact list by thinking the best thing that we can do is have a long list because it looks good on my profile if I'm connected with 6,000 people. Yeah, that makes me look important. And so it's so easy, isn't it, to friend request a lot of people and go out there and make some connections. So what we have found, I think all of us have learned this by now, it's easy to make friends, deliberate speech marks there, on social media, isn't it? It's easy to make connections. People will accept friend requests from pretty much everyone most of the time. Okay, so what is the value of doing that over and over again? Very little, very little. And if you're just spamming people, reaching out to lots and lots of people and friend requesting, like I said, it has the potential to muddy your contact list. What do I mean by muddying your contact list? Well, if you're wanting to reach out to your audience and you've got opportunities down the road, which I'll talk about later on, where you can segment your contact list, that's going to make it awkward if they're not legitimate contacts that you're putting in your list. Okay, so that's going to make it complicated where people are just going to get frustrated with your connection in the first place. So we want to make sure that we're trying to get some decent, real, authentic connections as we build. So recognize that that's part of the process. Point two is when we make the contact and they accept, don't always go straight for the kill. How many times have you experienced this? I get it all the time. And it's largely because in my profile, which I'll show you, I have the word consultant as one of my titles as to what I do, right? And many of you might have that term consultant in there, business consultant or what have you, or Niken consultant or what have you. If you got that word consultant, then a lot of people might do exactly what I've been talking about just now to you. And they'll reach out and randomly connect with you and say, you know, let's connect, and you accept the invitation. And then what do they immediately do afterwards? You know, let me show you, let me sell you my wares. You've not even looked at my profile correctly. Yeah, you've not even read what I do yet, and you're already trying to sell me on your services. I get very frustrated by that. I'm not sure about you, but that winds me up. when someone is immediately connected with me and the next thing they do is they're trying to sell me and they're saying, we came across Ragnar Circles Inc., and we thought this would be a great fit. And I'm like, how can you come across Ragnar Circles Inc.? That's the name of my company that I never talk about to anyone anywhere. There's no website for it. There's no branding for it anywhere. There is nothing. That's just the name of the company that I put together to manage my Nikken business, right? The only way you know about it being Ragnar Circles Inc. is if you're in my downline and you go, who's Ragnar Circles? Oh, that's Ben, right? That's because he's my upline. That's the only way you'd know. So they're making all that stuff up, right? So you want to make sure that your message is authentic, that you read people's profiles. When you go to reach out to them and connect, read their profile first. Make sure that your message, when you do connect with them, has some personal touch and you explain why you wanted to connect. I saw your profile and I liked this aspect of what you do, and mention it specifically so that they know that you've read their profile and you've taken the time to know a little bit about them. That makes a big difference. And then just say, I'd love to connect and partner up and what have you. I want to share something. There's some other benefits. So I'm going to do a screen share. Let me make sure I've got the right page up first before I jump into screen share. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do a screen share now and share with you my LinkedIn profile. Okay, can you see LinkedIn there on your screen? Okay, so I'm going to click on my profile here. There's a couple of benefits that we can enjoy as we build our business online using LinkedIn. So first of all, if we are going to use it as a tool, we want to make sure that we look professional. So I've had a professional headshot taken so that it looks professional. I've had a banner created that promotes me, and I've taken something that will promote me as someone that is as professional as possible. I've used my book as a tool there because I have found that people respond very well to people that are authors. So I've utilized that aspect of my career as something to promote in my banner. You can have whatever you choose. Yeah, so it might just be an image or a nice picture that represents who you are, but make sure that you brand your page in a way that is professional and compelling and attractive. I think that's really important. Don't underestimate the value of filling in your profile well, okay? So going on about me, I've got my book, I talk about that, and I talk about consulting and what have you. You can see I've got 2,300 followers, and then I've filled in all of my different expertise here, and you've got Nikken going on and my experiences going on down here. You've got my profile there. Now, so you've got this benefit here, but you've also got, let me see, where is it? My activity. You can go on here and you can have a look at all the different articles that you've posted, activity that you've liked, articles. So you've got here different posts that I've put up online, or different articles, sorry, different posts. And it's interesting here. Some of these posts, just out of interest, you can see I've got quite a few there. I'm trying to find one in particular, but some of them garner an incredible amount of viewership. It's important that we don't just reach out and connect with people and make connections and then use the chat function to connect, but that we also engage by posting articles, documents, blogs, videos, chat, and like and share and engage in comments with other people's articles as well. We need to be interactive on LinkedIn, much like we are on Facebook, where we post and comment and share and what have you. People fail to do that on LinkedIn. I've noticed that happens a lot. We might comment on someone else's posts, but we don't necessarily post anywhere near enough ourselves. You can also schedule your posts for LinkedIn and make that something that is automated if you choose. There are companies out there, if you wanted to go this route and if you had the resources, that can, if you built a profile of the type of person you were looking for, can automate that search, find, contact, follow up, and so on with them as well, so that you can get your messages automated a little bit, and your follow-up responses automated a little bit, to make that a little bit easier and more straightforward. But these are the things that I find are very helpful. Using video, and you can promote yourself in chat there, because the benefit of showing videos or having articles that you've written or posting documents and linking and commenting, the benefit of this is it shows your expertise and your experience. People want to know that you're credible. One of the challenges on somewhere like LinkedIn is, I always find it amusing sometimes when people will advocate or promote who they are in an overt way. What is their job title? And they have this incredible, fantastic job title that makes them sound like they are, I don't know, this revolutionary guru of modern thinking. And you look at their experience, and as you look at their profile, it's like every 6 months or every 12 months, they've changed jobs, and they haven't really had much success with anything, but their job title is incredible. And I'm sure you've seen that type of thing go on as well. So you want to really learn to evaluate who's who in their profiles. Look at their experience and really study that out. You'll start to get a feel for what's real very soon. Another thing I want to share with you is a key benefit. I'm going to share a video here, which I really think is good, is utilizing. So I've talked about one. If I just do a quick recap, because I have been a little scattergun this morning. One, build your profile and make it look professional. Get a good headshot, get a good banner across the top, brand your page, make it look sharp, make it look clean, fill in all the spaces. Don't leave any gaps, right? Make your profile complete and robust. Utilize it. So one, brand and complete your profile and make it look smart. That is your face on LinkedIn. Two, utilize some of the basic tools that LinkedIn offers, such as liking and commenting on other people's posts, posting your own articles, your own blogs, your own stories on there as well. Utilize video. You can have live video functions now on LinkedIn, which is a relatively new tool for LinkedIn, but you can use live video now, which is excellent. Take some time to explore that feature, have some fun with it, give it a go. That's good. Comment on other people's posts that you're connected with and participate in the conversations. When you do that, what will happen is other people will see your comments and they can like your comments. And I found new connections as a result of participating in friends of mine's articles and posts because of the way that I've engaged. And as a result of that group discussion, group contacts get made. So that is something that's really beneficial as well. Utilize that opportunity to make group contacts, because again, that immediately becomes a warm market lead. Because if I've got a friend that I'm commenting on, he's posted something, he's a professional, we're friends, I comment, someone else in his network comments, and a conversation begins in that post. We reach out, he connects with me or I connect with him. We've already established a bit of rapport now. And then what my follow-up does now, when I reach out to him and private message him, now it's a little bit more personal. Now it's a little bit more intimate. Now we can have a different conversation and it starts off on a stronger footing. So we want to make sure that we're engaging in conversation on LinkedIn as much as we can there as well. I think that's really helpful. There's another tool that's really important, and that is LinkedIn groups. I'm going to show you a brief video now on utilizing LinkedIn groups, because I think this is, again, a tool that we can utilize that can be a benefit to us in building our network and finding people that have common interests and reaching out and exploring that in a healthy way. So I'm going to do another screen share. Bear with me one sec. Okay, so here we go. Oh, this is the wrong one. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, do you see the video here?
LinkedIn groups are a quick way to expand your network. By joining an already established community of LinkedIn users, you instantly have access to thousands of group members which either work in your industry, live and do business in your city, or share similar interests. LinkedIn allows you to join up to 100 groups. So as a best practice, join as many that are relevant to you. First, go to the work menu from your home screen, followed by the groups icon. Once you're able to see the groups that you're a member of, click on the requested tab followed by discover. Out of 1.9 million groups, LinkedIn will recommend groups for you to join based on keywords in your profile and interests. You can also type in keywords in the search bar, such as marketing, to find groups for your industry, and search for your city to join groups which are local to where you live and do business. Local groups are often created by the Chamber of Commerce or trade association chapters. Think of each LinkedIn group that you join as its own standalone community within LinkedIn. To grow your influence within each group, it's critical that you contribute fresh, relevant insights without self-promoting, but also engage frequently in discussions started by other group members. By joining and actively participating in LinkedIn groups, you will see an immediate return with more profile views, new connection requests, and potentially website visits, which will lead to new business opportunities. However, don't overwhelm yourself by joining 100 groups right away. Instead, focus on quality connections and interactions first.
Okay, that's a nice, simple. Oh, here we go. I'll get off the stop share here. Here we go. Here we go. Nice, simple opportunity here to build our networks. I like this point that he emphasizes of contribute relevant, fresh, meaningful content to the groups. I think that's really important and valuable that we do that. And of course, he said, don't self-promote. It's interesting, isn't it, how we go there because we want to get recognized. We want people to value us and connect with us. And the one thing that we can't do is self-promote. So we've got to get some balance here as to how we message and contribute. And it's really looking at it as a long-term process. It's the long game. You know, it's not a quick win process. You got to look at this as the long game where you go in there and you contribute and participate and think of it in the context of just doing good. That's my philosophy when I'm doing it, when I'm there. My goal here is just to do good, to get good from it, to get value from it. And then when I participate and contribute, my goal is to do good. So when I have friends, for example, that are saying, hey, I'm doing a live interview and discussion that's going to be promoted on LinkedIn. Is there anyone that you know? I go around some of my network and I say, who do I know that might be interested in watching this guy's video, that might be interested in participating? And I share it out and I extend some invitations and I'll let them know, hey, just letting you know, I've got 3 or 4 people from my team or from my organization in LinkedIn that are going to be watching your video. Just wanted you to know that to keep an eye out. And they're really grateful for that. And what happens in return? They reciprocate and they can do some similar good for me. And I've had some great customer referrals as a consequence of that, where people have said they may not have been interested in the business, but as a result, they've bought the product and I've been able to get some great customers as a consequence of doing some referral activity within that space. So a big part of this process is, as you look to join the groups, and a lot of this really comes down to who you're searching for and connecting with as well. A big part of that process is knowing the avatar or the profile of who you're looking to partner with. That's an important part as well. What does my ideal partner look like? Be it a customer or a business partner? We need to really craft that specifically. John Livesey, who's been working with us a little bit on storytelling, has been talking about how we pitch our great stories, yeah, and what they look like and how we can connect with people. But they won't connect with people well if we don't know who we're talking to. We can't try to talk to everyone and expect our message to hit and resonate. We've got to have a target audience. And what I've found now, unfortunately, the way that the world is working now is getting narrower and narrower in scope, so that people are getting more and more specific as great marketers, and they're getting far more laser focused as to who they're targeting and to what their message looks like. So we need to get as specific as possible. I'm talking to, for example, I'm talking to mothers in their 30s and 40s that have children of the ages ranging from, toddlers through to, maybe early teens. And they've got this kind of a financial spend available each month with discretionary disposable income. They live in this type of area or have this type of socio-demographic. This is where they hang out. This is who their friends are. This is what they like to do. This is what makes them happy. This is what keeps them awake at night. This is what causes them stress. These are the opportunities that they are seeking. We build a profile of who our customer is. And then when we understand that, then we can start to go and look for them on LinkedIn. Then we can start to find them in the groups. Then we can start to talk to them and connect and resonate when we start to have our messaging and have our private contact conversations. It's really important that we get specific at the front end of who we're looking for. Everything else starts to fall out from there. So get our brand looking good. Use all of the features and benefits of LinkedIn at the basic level as a starting point. The posting, chatting, commenting, having your own blogs and posts there, using the video, and so on. Interact, join the groups, find relevance there, participate, don't self-promote. Engage, provide relevant content. And if you don't know what some relevant content is, do a little bit of research first, so that when you can participate, what you're saying sounds smart. Yeah, so just do a little bit of research first, dig around a little bit, and that will help you to contribute in a meaningful way. I think that will really be a great starting point. There are other tools that we can use in LinkedIn that are really great. When we do private message, one thing that I have found works great, which I love, is you can use audio messaging and you can also leave video messages. So rather than just simply sending a new person a text and saying, hey, thank you for connecting. I'm so glad that we're connected. I noticed that you do X, Y, and Z in your business, and I was interested in connecting because of this. I'd love to keep in touch, for example. Instead of saying that in a text, which they hear 1,000 times a day, maybe you do it as an audio message. That makes people go, oh, I've got an audio. I can't help but listen to that, because now you've raised your message to the top of the pile. Instead of clicking, I'll read that later, it's, oh, I might be inclined to listen to that. Or there is a video attachment and it's 30 seconds long. It needs to be brief. Yeah, 30 seconds to a minute. Oh, I'll have a quick click on that and I'll watch that. And it's like, it's you saying, hi there. Call them by name. I just want to say thank you for connecting, and just wanted to say, I love this part of your profile. This is why I wanted to connect. This is what I do. And I just thought that maybe there's some synergy here. I'm not going to bombard you and try to, go for a sales kill straight away. I just wanted to connect and say thank you. So glad we're here. If there's something that I can do, let's keep in touch. But I love your profile. And boom, that's it. But they're going to see you. They'll immediately like your approach. So they've now seen you. There's a little bit more knowing there. They like you a little bit more. They're going to trust you a little bit better. You're already at the top of the list when it comes to new contacts in their contact pool. So that's a nice little tool and feature to use when you're using the private message function in LinkedIn. One last point that I would utilize and express or emphasize is that as you go through their contact, their page, many people will have put in their contact details. Many times they've forgotten about it, but included in there, in many instances, is their email address. You can export that. You can create a spreadsheet and build your own database of LinkedIn email contact lists. You can segment it. You can export the data from your contact list. And you can, that's probably a whole different subject to go into, but you can export the data of your contact list from LinkedIn into a spreadsheet. And in doing that, you can segment it by name, by profession, by location, and you'll have their contact details there as well. Now, you can, if you choose to use that, combine that tool with another free tool, such as MailChimp. And now you can segment, based on your database from LinkedIn, different email campaigns that will go out to different groups of people, where you can connect with them and use them in a positive way to connect, share messages, and be creative in building your contact list and building that rapport. And you can say up front on the first one, hey, we're connected on LinkedIn. If you want to opt out, let's do that quickly. I'm not here to spam you in any way, but we are friends on LinkedIn, and I just wanted to share some interesting information from time to time on this subject, and keep it light, non-salesy, and bring in some great, again, relevant content that is not self-promotion, but relevant and of interest to them. So that to me is a great tool to use with LinkedIn, where you can export the data from your contact list, create email campaigns, and have new contact lists that you segment and utilize for email campaigns, for customer acquisition, and for business partners. So I hope this has been helpful. There's kind of a lot that I've kind of thrown at you today with this. And maybe what I can do moving forward is bullet point this into a few basic slides. But the best thing to do, as always, if you want to use this platform well, the best thing to do is to jump in, play around, and be willing to fail. Test it out, push a few buttons, see what happens, see what doesn't work, yeah, and figure it out. That's the best way to go about it. That's where we learn the best. And so I would recommend and encourage everyone to do that. Jump on LinkedIn at some point this week and have a play. There are loads of videos that they put on, because you know what? LinkedIn want you to get the best out of LinkedIn. So they've got all these tools. That video that I showed you this morning came from LinkedIn. Yeah, they've got tools and everything. So if you want to learn how to use these different features, they will teach you how to do it. They've got FAQ sections all over the place with answers to all of these types of questions. But have a play, get familiar, try things out, and before you know it, you'll realize that LinkedIn is perhaps, in my opinion at least, for what we do, one of the greatest resources that we've got for building contact lists, connecting with people in a really powerful way than what we realize. So Karen, you've just raised your hand. Question?
Yes, hi Ben. I do have two questions.
Yeah. Oh no, we've lost you, Karen. That's very bad timing. Is everyone frozen? Oh, can you ask that again, Karen? Sorry, because it froze on my end.
I'm sorry. I don't know whose end froze. Mine does that too. I have two questions. I know we're out of time. The questions that I have, the answers could help everyone. Mm-hmm. Do you want me to ask them now? Do you want to address?
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah.
Okay. So I do some work with LinkedIn, and so recently I connected with a woman that I met at a networking event, and she answered me back and she said following. What is the difference between following and a connection?
That's a good point. I don't know, because of all of the people that are my connections, they are all following me. Yeah. So
Okay, maybe that's the new designation that
yeah,
I don't know. All right, maybe
yeah,
I can check into
yeah.
that. Okay.
It may be
All right.
semantics. Yeah.
Okay. The other question that I have is, can we promote humans being more on LinkedIn?
I think absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and can we promote product results from other people on LinkedIn, or is that really walking a tightrope there?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, humans being more, I'd say absolutely, because that to me is an underutilized resource for prospecting. Yeah. If you're wanting to find new business partners, humans being more is a great avenue to utilize, where we can say, come in and check this out, because it promotes the cause and philosophy of NECAN. I think that's great. We want to encourage that. I would love to see more brand new people, guests at that event, right? So yes, I would promote it on LinkedIn as much as I can. In regards to promoting product results, we do need to be careful, because we want to make sure that we do not say that our products treat, prevent, or cure disease. If we say that, we are classifying our products as medicinal. And if they are medicinal, we need to have medicinal licensing. And then we need to have all of the clinical studies that back that up and verify it. And NECAN and every other network marketing company have not classified any of their products as medicinal. If they were medicinal, you're now dishing out and selling medicines. Are you qualified to sell medicine? Yeah, no, you're not. You know, do you have a license to do that? No, you don't. So it becomes a very, very dangerous path when we start having conversations about product results, unless people are well trained, they know what they're saying, and they have been taught what words to avoid and what words they can use. So what I would suggest is, if you are going to have one where you're talking about product results, I did a training a little while ago on marketing messaging, what we can say versus on policies and procedures of what not to say. I'm not sure if you remember it, but I used some key words in there and some phrases that professional marketers and advertisers use on a regular basis. And I gave two examples of, this is what you've seen in the world, you know, in magazines and on television with brands that you'll recognize and be familiar with. And this is what, you know, we could say in a NECAN scenario. I would encourage you to check that out. Have another look at that video clip. I can repost it if you want. But that to me is a great training, an important training on what we can say when it comes to product claims and messaging without getting into trouble. Yeah, yeah.
Say somebody is we want to attract people who are looking for better water, better quality water.
Yeah.
Can we just put information like the 1-minute video from NECAN on LinkedIn as a post?
Yeah, if it's from NECAN, 100% guaranteed it's safe.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's nice and easy. Yeah. Yeah. And then what you want to do is just say private message me your questions. Yeah. And the word better,
wonderful.
by the
Thank
way.
you, Ben.
No worries. Thank you. The word better is a great word, because from a marketing perspective, an advertising perspective, better than what? Now, we know our water is better, but from a regulator perspective, you know, there is a degree of ambiguity in that unless we finish the sentence. Yeah. So there is some great language that we can play with and have fun with, where we can say some powerful messages about what we offer without getting into trouble with regulators. We want to make sure that we are appropriate, but at the same time we say something that resonates with a consumer. And sometimes we're so caught up in what we can't say that we hold back and we end up saying nothing much at all. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So have another look at that marketing video that I did, because I do find
I'm familiar with it. I have seen other posts that do have some information on it that I felt should not be on it.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and that's a very, very valid question and important one. So thank you all very much for being with us today. I hope this has been helpful. And like I said, my invitation this week, give LinkedIn a go, have a play. Let's see if this is a new playground that you want to have some fun in. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ben.
See ya.
Great call, Ben.
Thank you.